This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace. Hello, everyone, and welcome back for yet another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we are your hosts. I'm Alexis.
I'm Grace.
And we are back for our third episode of the Powerpuff Girls, saving the city of Townsville from the forces of evil and destroying the city of Townsville while trying to save the city of Townsville from the forces of evil.
Yes.
If you've been sticking with us for the past few weeks of our new year, new season, whatever
you want to call it,
Mysteries, we've been following the Powerpuff Girls or revisiting some Powerpuff Girls episodes. And realizing how violent the show is, realizing how many sexual references and double entendres get pushed up into the show, and also just generally weighing whether or not the Powerpuff Girls are a public good or a burden on society, a straight up nuisance by the amount of damage that they cause. Is it really worth it? Is it worth it to the folks of Townsville? I don't know. I guess we'll continue exploring this theme, this overarching mystery and crime in today's episode, which Grace has the honor of doing.
Yes. Wow. Today's episode.
More destruction.
Season 4, episode 9, called Members Only. It is full of some genius one-line zingers.
Okay.
And a villain that, will slowly be revealed throughout this episode.
Okay.
It is incredible. This episode is so fun in all of the worst and best ways.
Oh, no.
We will be exploring this episode, not our overarching question of the burden or nuisance of the Powerpuff Girls, because it actually does not take place in Townsville this episode.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But we will be exploring what you just mentioned of the writers taking on some very adult issues.
Okay. Oh, God.
Full force. So, buckle up.
Members Only, you said, is the name of the episode?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Trying to see if there's any hints there, but nope. I'm ready for the surprise.
Okay.
Get me.
So we start off hot with the Powerpuff Girls at home, jumping on the couch, going, Professor, it's time. And I only mention this because the professor's reaction is hilarious. And he goes, oh, God, it's time. Get the canned goods. Get down to the shelter. The professor is like a doomsdayer, apparently.
Whoa, okay.
But the Powerpuff Girls are like, no, Professor, not that time. So clearly they've had drills at the house before about this. Anyways, no, not that time. It's time for the most important newscast of the year, which, by the way, means I guess the kindergartners watch the news, but they got to keep up with crime and villains and whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So we see they turn on the TV, they take the remote from the professor and turn it on. And it's like this, like to the channel that this newscast is happening on. Yeah. And it's this like WWE style like voice and like text like dropping from the sky and goes, and now it's time for the Association of World Supermen. And it's like lightning bolts flashing everywhere as it says the Super Summit 2000. Awesome, which is Association World of Supermen, AWSM. Awesome. And it's like these big, like, it's like, like lightning bolts flashing every letter down and every word down and like macho. And just, it is full WWE. And the girls are losing their fucking minds over this.
Oh, man.
They're like rapid speed telling the professor that this is the world's best superheroes all getting together for a special meeting, kind of like a UN summit, but with superheroes.
Okay.
And yes, we see the newscasters explaining it, that this is a summit in which they all get together to discuss world secrets, which like one is being televised. They don't go into the summit, but like one, they still have cameras everywhere. Two, they know where the location is. Like, this is a very vulnerable situation.
Now everyone knows that's where all the biggest secrets are going down.
Yeah, like it shouldn't, like this meeting should be a secret meeting.
Yeah, like there should be commercials. Why is there advertising?
Yeah, exactly. Like, who's sponsoring this? Like, I have so many questions. They're also being like, their homes are unattended right now, where they probably keep more of those secrets.
Yeah, or all their
classified docs, if you will, in their home,
in their offices, in their garages, in their Corvettes. I don't know, wherever you find those, their closets.
But anyways, they're all coming here. It's an annual meeting, apparently, and yes. It's like a red carpet event leading into the meeting, like where all the superheroes get like interviewed. Like, what are they?
So there's more paparazzi outside.
There's
PR.
Full pop going on. Paparazzi, cool. Newscasters, like helicopters, like the whole nine. No like military presence to protect this building. They're like, the superheroes got it.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
So the professor is like, he basically is like, this is silly, girls. Like, this is like superhero, aka like celebrity worship. This is so silly. But they're kindergarten girls. They're like fangirling over their favorite heroes, which they tell us about right now. Blossom salutes and says, Major Glory is the most American of all time.
Oh my God, Major Glory. Sorry. He's also in Dexter's lab. There's crossover. Yes. And Major Glory is in Dexter's laboratory. I hope so. One of the creators of Powerpuff Girls was also the creator of Dexter's Lab, so it better be.
It is. It is.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I love it. Wow. Before the MCU, before the Marvel Cinematic Universe, before the DC Entertainment Universe, there was the Powerpuff Girls / Cartoon Network universe. There's the Major Glory. I think it's the Justice Society of America or something like that. Is their name in Dexter's Lab?
Why do I remember? Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, great memory. And just fact checked and confirmed, baby.
Boom. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, again, not sure how I feel about remembering that, but what does that say about me? Who cares? But I love old cartoons. Anyway, keep it moving.
Yep. So then Bubbles, who, by the way, one of her like very funny characteristics / maybe superpowers is that she knows Spanish. And so she goes, Mucho muchacho es muy guapo. And then Buttercup goes, Mandingo's the bomb. So basically, we see that all the girls have like their fave, like superheroes that they idolize, maybe have crushes on, whatever. They love them. This is their Oscars, basically. This is the who's coming to this event. So the news covers, again, the summit, which is happening on the world's tallest summit for the world's superest summit, Mount Neverest. Which is so good. So we see other superheroes arriving, which I'm going to describe. Yes, go ahead.
They have like a red carpet at the very, very top of Mount Everest. There's like paparazzi up there.
And at the top of Mount Everest is like a Mount Olympus, like a la Greek mythology style, like dome, like building that like
a Parthenon type of thing or whatever. Like,
full on. Yes, at the top. There's a red carpet at the top. The helicopters are up there. Everything. Nice, fans are up there somehow.
Apparently, Neverest is not that hard to summit or to climb, I guess. You have like paparazzis with their cameras and shit up there.
Yep. Easy peasy.
Just walk up. Yeah. Anyone can do it.
They're there.
They're on it. They're there. They actually have an office there for all of these events.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go through some of these red carpet superheroes simply because some of these characters are wild. And there's multiple cases in which the writers were like, we should represent more than just a North American or European country, but it's too hard to research individual countries. So let's just clump some together into like a single monolithic character. Buckle up for some of that.
This is going to go well.
Precisely. We have
all right.
Big Ben, who is this like enormous, like jacked British guy wearing like a full Union Jack leotard and then like a little tiny bowler and a monocle, and is just like 8 times the size of like The Rock type of thing.
Oh my God.
There's Japan's email spelled Male, and he's like this like electrified, almost like robot looking guy with like wiring and circuit boards all over him.
Okay.
There's the Caribbean's superhero.
Oh boy.
Which is a man in a yellow, green, and black leotard with like a lion mask, like helmet type of thing.
Please tell me Rasta was not in his name.
His name is Yaman.
Okay, that's not better. But okay.
Mexico's Mucho Muchacho, who was Bubbles' favorite, is basically just Zorro. We have Buttercup's favorite, which is Mandingo. He's all of Africa, apparently.
Like, please don't tell me he's black. Oh no.
Oh yes, he is black, and he's just wearing a cape and like some furs to be like tribal.
To be fair, it would be worse if they made Mandingo white. That is true.
Yes.
But still not great.
Also black. Yeah. They do at least aren't, they're not all white, but like, yeah, he's just every African tribe ever, apparently. All in one man. Again, they were like, what are individual countries? We don't know.
We don't know.
Then there's Mushu Guy Man.
Who's
meant to be Korean and Chinese, but just generally Asian, but he's in like an all red outfit with like communist stars on him. And then they were like, this is getting too hard. What other countries do we know? Oh, we know Australia. We'll just name him Down Under Mate. And he's just like a super jacked Crocodile Dundee.
Of course.
Anyways, then
like you said, a who's who of the super world.
Exactly.
Oh gosh.
But then, just like when I'm trying to think of a celebrity in 2000 who would stop the presses, when Brad Pitt enters the red carpet in the year 2000, all of the paparazzi ignore the other superheroes because, as they quote, America's favorite son, the captain of capitalism, flies in.
God. Did they actually say that?
Yes, they literally say
I love it.
Capitalism. Which is even fucking funnier because he flies in. It's major glory. He's the founder of Awesome. He poses for the cameras and literally tells the cameras, hey kids, don't forget to buy my action figure. The captain of capitalism. It's so good.
Beautiful. Oh man, I love it. There's no question as to why our generation is the way it is when you watch shows like that. Okay.
Yep, when it's so blatant. And so he has all red, white, and blue, the blue cape, the stars and stripes. He has like a golden like eagle mask situation on his helmet. He is the ultimate superhero, apparently. Yes. So luckily, the news is not allowed to go into the actual summit. This feels correct. They should not go into where the world secrets are being discussed, leaving the Powerpuff Girls just freaking out, like they just saw their fave peeps on the red carpet, being like, oh my God, like they're just so incredible. They're like imitating them, their favorite like fights that they know about. And they're just like, wow, I wonder what they're actually doing in there. And Buttercup is like, I don't know, probably super stuff. And Blossom is like, no, they are discussing moral issues and world crises.
Okay, Blossom.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, clearly, I take back my comment of like, clearly the girls watch the news because they think shit actually gets done at like a world leader summit. They know nothing about politics, clearly.
I was gonna say this is very appropriate since Davos just happened or whatever. Like literally like that at some ski resort in the mountains.
Exactly.
Oh, they're solving the world's problems.
Wow. Ethical problems are being solved.
Cute. Yeah.
Oh, you kindergartners, so innocent.
No, just discussing tax avoidance. Anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, in a similar vein, the girls do agree, like, you know what? They do probably mainly just talk about like cool fighting techniques, which like, they're not doing anything, but like talk about shooting the shit.
I'm glad that the girls are so optimistic though, and that they're not wondering why they weren't invited to this thing.
Yes. Well.
Okay,
their
continue.
enthusiasm immediately gives way to being like, they're all so good at what they do. I wish we were good enough to be there. And the professor, in a good dad moment, steps in and is like, what is this talk of not being good enough? Like, you are the best superheroes I know. Like, hell no, do not have that low self. Yeah, which like is hilarious. I kept that line in because how many superheroes does he know?
I've got to start using that. You're the smartest person I know. Knows like 5 people.
Well, like getting just like so much more specific of like, wow, you are the smartest
redhead that I know.
You're the smartest redhead who loves to bike that I know. Like so specific.
Damn. Wow.
But despite this, the girls don't pick up on it. He gives them full pep talk, just like, hell no, do not have low self-confidence. Like, you are great superheroes. And like, this is just some silly old summit that like means nothing. Like, y'all could be there if you wanted to. And with that, the girls are like hyped. They just got this pep talk. They're like, you know what? Let's fucking go. And they blast off from the house, literally around the world to apparently Nepal, to Mount Everest.
Wow. Oh, that's... yes.
So remember that this is, in my head, what would be the most secure place on the planet. This is like the superhero layers of all superhero layers.
Yeah.
Like the superest place for the superiest of heroes, where they're discussing top secret global issues that they are only privy to. The world's security is on the line here.
One would assume.
And the Powerpuff Girls just busting through the roof. No security, nothing. Just immediately bust through and go, hi, we're Blossom Butters and Bubble and Buttercup. We're here to join the association. Just
wow. I mean, they do have superpowers, I guess, so that's how they got through, but like that's not a good sign for the security of that building.
Yeah, like they're also
they should expect super people. Exactly. Like, yeah, you should expect people with special powers to be attacking the building.
Yeah, exactly. And 3 girls can just bust on through.
And again, more damage. I'm sure that's not going to be a cheap fix.
That is now on the world's dime damage. Yeah. So yes, I take back my statement of not damage. To add up, this is a UN infrastructure problem now.
An international crisis,
I would say, yes. So immediately the association starts like laughing, and Major Glory puts on this little baby voice because like they are children, and they're like, oh my stars, isn't this just the cutest thing? Which, okay, on one hand, this is some major like asshole pandering without a doubt. On the other hand, they're literal children, so like, how am I supposed to speak to them? On the third mysterious hand, like we mentioned, aren't they concerned that there's no security and that these children just busted in? Right. They could be bad guys.
Right. For all we know, watch them like flip their shit and actually kill all the superheroes in there.
Exactly. They could be strapped with some nukes.
Oh my God.
Right. Like they don't know. They're not checking. So anyways, he goes back into his like normal voice. I think he does put together, like, oh, okay, like these are not just like some children who actually just stumbled in here. I can talk to them like adults. So he goes back into his normal superhero voice and explains, because again, they busted in. They were like, we want to join. And he explains that only heroes with certain super attributes can join, but there is an entrance exam that if you want to take it, you can join. Like that, it's just like you have to be the superiest to actually pass it. But if you're up for it, for the challenge, you can do it. Girls, unfazed. Buttercup literally just like legs spread, arms like this, and just goes, shallow. And she's fucking amped. Okay. She is like, did just a line of coke and is ready for a fucking
like
challenge.
She had frosted Wheaties this morning, and the frosting was cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Major Glory is just like, well, aren't we just full of spice?
Wow.
She is full of spice.
The spice. She's the spice.
She is the spice in the professor's formula and is full of it right now.
Full of the spice. Ooh.
So instead of like, where are your parents? We need like guardian, like, I don't know, consent to give you this test, anything like that.
Probably.
They're just like, okie dokie.
Invalid contract. Yeah. Can't contract with a minor.
We'll give you all the tests. They let the minors sign right up. So I know this international mountains. No, it's not. It's in Nepal, probably. International water supplies. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyways, for the strength test, which is the test that's up first, is Buttercup, which Major Glory, and I just think this is very funny, he calls them all the wrong names. So if he calls her Butter Dish, I just don't know why it's really funny. He's just like, yeah, okay, Butter Dish, you're up first. And she goes, Buttercup, and he just ignores her.
That is really funny.
Yeah, it kills me.
Yeah, because Buttercup is so adorable of a name, but then Butter Dish, like, damn, it's really close. And it's a whole different connotation. Yeah, yep. Interesting.
And so for the strength test, again, the first test, she has to outlift Big Ben, who again is a massive British man. He's again like Arnold Schwarzenegger on like 10 times as many roids, but he has this like little British voice, and he goes, "Oh, pip pip, cheerio, hello, 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 art thou ready?" That wasn't a British accent. I was just trying to do a high-pitched voice.
But you get the picture.
It's
kind of there, yeah.
Yeah, so we go back and forth here. He lifts a car. Buttercup lifts a bus. I don't know where they got all these things. Don't ask. He lifts an elephant. She lifts a whale. People starting to get pretty impressed. They were like, okay, she's kind of fucking around here. He lifts a castle. She lifts a high rise because America. Everyone gasps as Big Ben curses with a hickory piggledy. He flies into Big Ben's getting pissed. So he flies into the sky and is like, you know what? I'm gonna lift this fucking mountain. He cuts Mount Everest in half. And then with like Atlas lifting the world, deadlifts Mountain Everest. And everyone's like, oh shit, like damn, like this lift off, he's going down.
Yeah.
And then Buttercup, Butter
Dish.
Butter fucking dish lifts Big Ben, lifting the mountain. She single-handedly picks him up with one of his little pilgrim type shoes on. Bam, baby.
Damn, actually that's pretty cold. Move. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
it was fucking cool as hell. Cool. I was into it. I was
She probably looked super chill as she was doing it too. Just like
not even breaking a sweat. Blossom and Bubbles are cheering. Major Glory mutters, "By the rocket's red glare," which has so many good lines.
Nice.
All the other superheroes, as Big Ben walks in, literally a shamed head held low. They're all like making fun of him and like jeering at him and stuff. Next test is the test of speed, which Bubbles, which Major Glory calls her caboodles. All right, caboodles, you're up next.
Okay.
I was not bothered to learn their name. Again,
this guy's such an asshole. Yeah. It's like he definitely knows their names. He's just saying it to like be an asshole.
Yes, precisely. As a side note, there's a great line from 30 Rock where Jack Donaghy, who's like the boss, is like, the greatest power move. Or is it Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec? Either way, it's like the greatest power
Ron
move
Swanson.
is to call people the wrong name.
Yeah.
He's met them before, so
he uses it on Anne, I think. I forget what he calls her. He's like, Mary or something like that.
Yeah, Marie, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So Bubbles, aka Caboodles, is up against Email, who the youth listening won't get this. He's making a dial-up tone noise as he like walks up, which is funny.
Yeah.
Which is like
hear it.
exactly, which is very funny because like then it was relevant, but now it's a sign of like very slow internet when it's a test of speed. So this test of speed is a race around the world. And Email smiles at little caboodles and says, "So my little JPEG, shall we download?" Which sounds kind of weird and inappropriate, but whatever.
A little bit.
Gun gets fired. Email zips off. Bubbles gets distracted for a second and then was like, "Oh, okay." And she runs off. They're dashing around the world, immediately catches up to Email and is like, "Excuse me, sir, am I supposed to keep up with you or is someone supposed to win?" And Email is like, "Oh, one of us is definitely meant to win." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then dashes off.
Damn, fifth gears it. Like
immediately, exactly. Immediately wins. Everyone again is like, "Oh shit!" Like, Email, you just got schooled. Like, 100. This is some 5G shit. That's not what they said, but that's what I'm saying now. Bubbles is on that 5G. He's still on dial-up. So,
nice.
Test number 3 is for Blossom. It's a test of wit and staying cool under fire. But this test requires like a kind of like real life on the spot reaction. It requires some type of crime or crises, which perfect timing. There's an asteroid shower en route to smash into Earth at the very moment.
Excellent.
And this test is not necessarily against Major Glory himself, but he goes with Blossom to like basically evaluate. Which, side note, they both fly directly into space. They are superheroes. The Powerpuff Girls can go into space. So can Major Glory. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just let it happen.
It's NBD. So as they're flying out to space for the asteroid shower, Bubbles gives like this cute little speech where she's like, "This is such an honor and a privilege to be teaming up with you right now to save the world." And that's when he's like, "I'm not here to save the world with you. I'm here to grade you." And he has like a little clipboard. And also, for when you can't do it, I'm here to save the world myself. So, real dick move.
Yeah.
But no time to fester on it. There are tons of asteroids flying into the Earth. Too many for Blossom to handle. And they start like whizzing past her. She's able to like punch some into obliteration. But it's just going too fast. And Major Glory's like, writing down his little clipboard, like, it's not going well.
Meanwhile, like Australia's getting hit, like, oh,
yeah, exactly. Down on your mates, like, "Hi, mate.
Damn,
hate to see it happen." And so Blossom does pause to think because she did realize this was a test of wits. So she goes, "Oh, wait a second. I'm a superhero. I can do anything. I can breathe ice." So she covers the biggest asteroid in just like a shell of ice, just freezes it on the spot, and then punches it with the perfect calculation so that all of the ice shells shoot off, or icicles shoot off to all of the other asteroids and blow all of them up before they reach Earth.
Okay.
She did quick math, physics, space physics. She's a genius. Look, I'm not a planetary scientist, and I don't know how I could talk to one to confirm whether or not that would work in
Will
space.
We ever know one?
No access to planetary scientists.
No access
here.
whatsoever.
Nope. But Major Glory is impressed, and he mutters,
as he should be,
"Well, I'll be born on the 4th of July.
Oh my God.
She actually did it. Surely he thought she would doom the planet. But there's, as he's like muttering that to himself, and she's like, "I did it, baby." There is one more asteroid, and it runs right into Major Glory and gives him a concussion. It blows up. The world's fine, but
okay. But
Blossom has to take him back, to Earth. I may only mention this part because everyone fucking loses their minds laughing now that like Blossom did it. Major Glory got hit by an asteroid. One of them goes, "Now I know why Benjamin Franklin wanted a turkey," because he's like dressed like an eagle. It's a historic blow there. You hate to see it happen.
You do. Damn it, USA,
Yes.
get it together.
Yes. So Powerpuff Girls are all like high-fiving each other, like, we did so great. Major Glory tells what he now calls the Sugar Puffs, which I also love. The Sugar Puffs.
So cute.
To stand at attention for their final grades. And here, I held my breath because I was like, oh, like, what's the major grade? Like, what's their grades gonna be? And he lets them know they passed every test with flying colors. Like, there's no denying that they fucking kicked some ass. And so he looks to all of the other superheroes for their reactions. And while they had just all been jolly and cheering and celebrating, aka like laughing at each other, they're all suddenly like arms crossed, noses upturned. And eventually, in this silence, like you could hear like crickets. Van Halen, Viking god of rock, which is fucking hilarious. He's clearly like just the Norwegian-esque superhero.
Yeah.
Who, if you ever watch like Metalocalypse, like this is him. Like he's got the long blonde hair, like Viking skull, and then like the black crop top and leather pants and electric guitar. And he finally goes, "Surest thou jests." And obviously Van Halen, the band. And so, turning to him, Major Glory says, like, "Speak, Van Halen, like, let us hear what you have to say." Van Halen gets out his electric guitar and starts to shred, saying, and this is literally the quotes because it was so funny to me. He says, "Nay, 'tis nay, I sayest. Ne'er shall these weak pixies defile the sacred house of men with their girlish whimsies. Besides, we don't need these no little rugrats cramping our style." And all the men cheer in agreement as Major Glory, fucking cheesing because he knew this would happen, says, "There you have it. Membership denied." Because I guess this is democracy at its finest here.
Yes. Those in power are the only ones with a true vote. Anyway.
Oh, you keep that thought for a second, okay? Keep that little nugget there. Because stored away. Powerpuff Girls are very sad, and Major Glory goes on to say that this is an association for men only. And basically, like, these are little girls who should be at home learning how to cook, learning how to clean. Literally says, blah, blah, blah. Leave the superheroing to super men. And these sweet, little, innocent, sometimes violent girls just look at each other and go, why?
Yeah.
And Major Glory just like groans and is like, all right, I need to dumb it down for these women, apparently. And says there are certain roles for certain men and certain roles that are for women. And so to explain further, he starts naming like household roles that are stereotypically gendered and asks the girls who does in their household. So he goes, who has the job? Our dad. Who brings home the bacon? Our dad. But they're a single parent household, baby. So he goes, who does the laundry? Our dad. Who does the cleaning? Our dad. He's starting to get very confused. The only question that they answer not our dad to, which I think was so fucking funny, he goes, well, who mows the lawn and washes the car? Bubbles. So these men are fucking flummoxed by this situation. And like any good male with power, when they are stuck and confused, they just ignore the situation and tell the girls to go home. Hilariously, like Blossom and Butter and Bubbles are like sad and fly out all sad, and Buttercup, needing to get the last word, rightfully so, looks at Major Glory, who is in like, again, stereotypical superhero leotard costume, and just goes, your underpants are on the outside. And then flies home, because that's like the superhero leotard look.
Yes.
But dreams shattered. The girls start to fly home, unable to beat what I believe is indeed the villain of this episode, sexism.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
I thought you were just going to say Major Glory, but yeah,
no,
also that.
all of it.
All of
They're
it.
all fucking sexist as hell. It is a members only club, as the title indicates. Even though they passed, they
every
proved
test
themselves to them.
They didn't even pass.
Not good
they
enough.
embarrassed the actual superheroes. Yeah,
exactly. They embarrassed the men. They got to get out of here.
That's why they got banished. Exactly.
Yep. Got banished again. Like you said, who gets the vote? The one with power. Mm-hmm. It all comes together. Bunch of sexism. So girls are flying home. They don't. This is the first time they probably experienced this knowingly, or I guess not knowingly. Defeat. They didn't even know. Yeah, they've never experienced defeat like this. Mm-hmm. They don't know what sexism is. They're literal children. Yeah, true. They're just going home heartbroken. But as we know, the security of this summit is horrendous. So, as the girls fly away, basically a transformer busts into the summit from the sky transforms into from a muscle car to a huge WWE mech suit robot alien who screams, "Men of Earth, witness the coming of age of," what was his name? "Mascu Max, breaker of men, taker of worlds," and brandishes this huge laser weapon thing that looks like a giant muffler and is maybe an innuendo for the pissing contest they're all about to have as a bunch of dudes.
Yes.
And also he says only true men can step forward. They gotta fight, go mano a mano. Who can take the upper hand? Literally on the measuring stick is what they say. So again, dick joke thrown on in there.
Nice.
So one by one, every superhero goes up to fight this new alien robot thing, and they all get wrecked by him. Doesn't even break an oily sweat. Instead, in another sexual joke, the Transformer says,
"Oh man, okay.
The more manhood you bring against me, the harder I become." So,
hey, he's open. At least he's open about where,
exactly about where he's at. Yeah, I guess all of these men were also all the superheroes were also cis men and definitely homophobic. So they're trying to fight him for sure.
And he's like, "No, this is exactly what I want."
Right. He's like, "I'm here to bring some more openness to this world, and I'm taking you homophobes and sexist people out of here." So the girls, who are now realizing that their heroes, or now I guess anti-heroes, are getting fucking destroyed. They decide, you know what, they're like, we got to be better than them. We got to not sink to their level. We got to go back, save their sorry asses.
You go high.
But they're going to do it their way by putting a twist on that sexism, because they fly back in and they say, "We're here and we're ready to clean house, baby." So
nice.
They start
lean into it.
Yeah, kicking this guy from the start. He says some sexist shit of just "Oh, little girls." And Blossom says, "Let's really get cooking." And then they form this furious, they call it the furious flaming feline.
Oh gosh.
Which is just a pussy/vagina joke at this point.
Yeah,
because they literally turn into a giant flaming cat and set this mofo on fucking fire. And he starts crying and flies back into space, literally yelling for his mom. So all of the superheroes thank the Powerpuff Girls, and they're praising them now. They cannot get over that they just got saved by these three little girls. Their minds have been changed. They're saying, "Please let us join your club now." Blossom and Bubbles are like, "As if."
Please.
But Buttercup goes, "Now, girls, just because they were mean and insensitive doesn't mean we shouldn't turn the other cheek." So now we learn the day is saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls and the Society of Associated Pufferketeers. Pufketeers? Something like that. And we see the end screen zoom out, and all of the male superheroes are now in Powerpuff Girl dresses and shoes. And they're all doing the same like poses and have like sparkles and hearts all over them. And that's it. Sexism and toxic masculinity and gender roles lost, and feminism
just like
won.
that. Feminism won. Wow.
Saved the day.
Wow. The Powerpuff Girls saved the day and society. Good for them.
Straight up. They fucking did it. So
wow.
There you
Great
go.
job.
It was great. Thank you.
Oh my God. I can't wait to watch and see this monster. Or I guess robot, whatever.
Yes. And there's like so many more one-liners in it too that I just truly could not keep up with. So enjoy that. Enjoy.
Great job though. Great
and again,
job.
I wonder why we are the way we are, because we watched episodes like this growing up.
Probably as kids, just like, wow, ha ha ha, like not knowing at all, but it's like in our brains,
embedded back
in
here.
There. That
just
microchip like, or whatever.
Could literally burn down the patriarchy, because that's what the Powerpuff Girls literally did when they turned into flames. Like,
yeah, it's like, I don't know how we do it, but like that's what we do. So
yeah, okay. It was just a little seed planted back in 2000 when we were 8 years old.
Yeah. Anyway, great job.
Thank you. Yes, it was a great episode. Very fun. Please enjoy it. And between now and next week, who should our listeners and viewers tell about this show? Tell about the pod.
That's a toughie. That is a toughie. So I guess, a lot of play on some classic comic book characters and all that. Mm-hmm. Find your local comic book store and tell them. I'm sure that they are aware that the Powerpuff Girls exist, and that they had like a whole like parallel world of fictional characters and whatnot based off of real life fictional characters. Tell them, go check out this episode of Powerpuff Girls and this podcast, because honestly, we talk about comic book shit all the time on this podcast anyway, so they would probably just like it regardless. Nice. Who should they tell?
And while you're in there at the comic book store, you should, in a not creepy way, if possible, depending on who you are as a person.
If possible.
Yeah, because like it can come off in a weird way. Find basically a non-white, at least cisgender appearing man. And so someone who's not that, and let them know you're welcome in this comic book store. Like, it's a very white male gendered environment sometimes. So, like, you're welcome in this store, and also you could like this podcast.
Yeah.
You should give it a listen. You're welcoming to everyone. Hit it up.
Yes.
And let them know. Yeah. And bring more people who aren't just all these men in power in here. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And
cool.
That's it. We'll see y'all next week.
Until next week, after you tell all the people at the comic book store.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design, and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.